It's 1985, and you're in the market for a new game to enjoy on your Commodore 64. Many of you, with just £1.99 left after purchasing Rick Astley's latest single and a ticket to go see RoboCop, find yourself browsing Firebird Software's silver budget titles. One game catches your eye, once described as probably the sickest game ever played. That game is Mad Nurse, and with such a tantalising description, how could you resist? Thus, this unsuspecting gamer spends his £2, unwittingly falling prey to the chaos of Mad Nurse. Fast forward to present day, and let's have a look at if I would have been better off investing that cash in a bag of pick and mix instead. The game's loading screen gives a strong impression of its theme. It's aptly named, as the nurse depicted on the screen seems to be struggling with mental health issues of her own. Give me your precious babies. Yes, those creatures flanking the screen are intended to be babies, despite their tentacle-like limbs propping up their heads. With nurses and babies on the scene, you might wonder how this game earned the title of sickest ever. The answer will unfold as we progress, but first, let's navigate the title screen. The Bumwasher family from Kent, known for their daughter's unwavering commitment to others' well-being. Brenda Bumwasher sounds like a character pulled straight from Viz, though even that cheeky publication might find Brenda Bumwasher a tad too obvious. At least this baby resembles a, well, baby, far more so than the tentacle oddities from the loading screen. The baby crawls towards Brenda and, hilariously, bumps into her legs. Good grief, she looks like a bizarre cross between an inflatable doll and a Sesame Street monster. Enjoy the animation of a baby crawling into her legs. It's a sight you'll witness repeatedly throughout Mad Nurse. Between every stage, you'll endure this animation that tests your patience to its limits. With the introductory content behind us, it's time to engage with Mad Nurse. Excited? You really shouldn't be. Brenda's mission is to gather the wandering babies and return them to their cribs. The babies crawl from left to right, and all you need to do is walk Brenda over a baby, press up to pick it up, then walk to one of the cribs and press down to put the babies to sleep. That's the gist. Put babies in their beds and make the NHS proud. Once all the babies are in their cribs, the stage ends. So what earned this game its sick label? Well, these babies seem to have been crossbred with DMA Design's lemmings. They crawl aimlessly from left to right unless they're lured by something dangerous, like an uncovered power socket. Oh dear. Yes, Mad Nurse revolves around the preventable deaths of countless helpless infants. Besides electrical outlets, they might stumble upon bottles of medication carelessly left around, evidence that childproof caps are no match for these super babies. Even without any hazardous items, the babies will keep crawling until they reach the elevator shaft, and then just keep going. Don't worry, it's not as if the developers programmed a scenario where babies plummet to their demise upon hitting the ground, with pixels exploding to represent their tiny, fragile bodies meeting the unforgiving floor. Now you see why Mad Nurse was critiqued for its questionable moral themes. While I'm jaded enough not to be fazed by the onslaught of infant casualties, I understand why some might find the game that takes a comedic approach to baby deaths unsettling. It's a strange blend, made all the more bizarre by the fact that letting a child overdose or fall to their grisly fate goes largely unpunished. It takes at least 3 dead infants for the authorities to take action, and even then, they don't pursue criminal charges. Brenda simply gets fired, likely with a severance package and a warning not to list the NHS as a reference for future jobs. A new nurse, equally mad and absurdly named, replaces her, and soon babies are again at risk of dropping like flies. Setting aside the infanticide, Mad Nurse is painfully repetitive and limited. For thoroughness, I should mention a few other gameplay elements. The babies are restless and won't stay in their cribs. In fact, the more you stuff into a single crib, the faster they'll bounce out, adding a slight layer of strategy in managing your baby placements. Also, the term baby deposits could easily be misinterpreted, so let's avoid using it in that context. The only tool in Brenda's arsenal is a limited supply of baby paralysing gas. You might notice the screen is slightly darker. Now the ward is enveloped in a mist that temporarily freezes the babies. It's akin to pausing the game, allowing you to move around and save a baby on the verge of disaster. How Brenda acquired this potent gas is a mystery, but I'm sure many new parents would pay handsomely for a baby freezing agent. It's not available through the NHS, so while these nurses are mad, they're also chemical geniuses. I'm starting to suspect this isn't even a hospital. Consider the evidence. Despite being a maternity ward, these babies can already crawl. Hospitals don't usually have toilets in the hallways. Unlike any hospital I've visited, this place isn't a maze of identical corridors and mysterious doors. Those sockets are much larger than standard UK sizes. No hand wash stations, and of course it's called Mad Nurse. The logical conclusion: a group of mentally unstable women has kidnapped a bunch of infants for some nefarious purpose. What could they possibly be planning? I'm not sure, and frankly, I'm not keen to find out. So there you have it, Mad Nurse. This game has lodged a rather awkward song in my brain, one that's difficult to hum inconspicuously on public transport. One of the oddest aspects is that it was released by Firebird, a label established by Telecomsoft, which was owned by British Telecom. So the next time you see a BT ad offering new broadband deals, remember they once, in a roundabout way, released a game featuring more dead babies than the slums of Victorian London. As for the gameplay, it's simply boring. A tired concept that becomes unbearably tedious even before completing the first stage. If I had to find a silver lining, the graphics were decent for the time, especially the character animations, which were smoother than anticipated. But that's the only compliment I can muster for Mad Nurse. In a desperate bid to wrap things up, you may find yourself resorting to dropping babies at the edge of the elevator shaft to hasten the inevitable. It's a grim realization, turning you into a reluctant baby killer, just to experience the end of this strange journey. This unsettling conclusion is not what you might expect from a game, leaving you pondering the moral implications of your actions long after you've switched off the Commodore 64. This grim revelation is what I deserve. Thanks, Firebird. Now I have to hastily prepare for my overdue ritual of self-flagellation. And with that, in conclusion, Mad Nurse presents a bizarre blend of dark humour, questionable ethics, and monotonous gameplay. But I reckon you'll load it up anyway and give it a whirl. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to let me know your experiences with Mad Nurse in the comments section. Is this the first time you're even seeing this game? I'd be interested to know. Smash that subscribe button for more nostalgic Commodore 64 games, and definitely check out the vast library of titles already up there on the various playlists. It's an epic journey down memory lane, and I'm massively appreciative that you guys are with me for the ride. Until the next one, bye for now.